I let a stranger borrow my phone at the gas station. Now they're texting me every night from a new number. It happened 2 weeks ago. I stopped at a small gas station on my way home from work. It was late, almost midnight, and the place was empty except for one car parked by the air pump. As I was filling up, this guy walked over, mid-30s maybe. He looked tired, like he'd been driving for hours. He said his phone died and asked if he could use mine to call his wife. He even held up his dead phone to show me. I hesitated, but he looked harmless, so I handed it over. He stepped a few feet away, made a short call, said, "Thanks man, you saved me," and handed it back. That was it. I got in my car and drove off. The next night, I got a text around 11:42 p.m. from a number I didn't know. It said, "Thanks again for letting me use your phone." I figured it was the same guy being polite. I texted back, "No problem. Hope everything worked out." He didn't reply. The next night, another text came, this time from a different number. It said, "Do you always stop at that gas station?" I stared at it for a while. I hadn't told him where I was that night. I deleted it, thinking maybe it was a prank. The following night, another message, new number again. "You shouldn't be out so late." My stomach sank. I texted back, "Who is this?" No answer. The messages kept coming every night, always between 11:30 and midnight, always from a new number. Some nights it was just one line. "Long day? Drive safe." Once, it said, "Blue shirt suits you better." That's when I realized he'd seen me again. I started driving different routes home, filling up gas during the day, avoiding that station completely. But the messages didn't stop. The worst part was they started getting personal. "Do you still live alone? You should close your curtains before bed." I went to the police. They said if it was just texts and no threats, there wasn't much they could do. They suggested changing my number, so I did. For a few nights, nothing. Then, 4 days later, I got a new message on the new number. "You changed your number. Smart." I froze. I didn't give the new number to anyone except my boss and my mom. I asked how he got it. The reply came instantly. "You let me use your phone. I sent myself a message with your info before you noticed." That's when I realized he'd never actually called anyone that night. He'd just opened a text, sent himself my contact, and maybe something more. I tried to stay calm, but my hands were shaking so bad I could barely type. I asked what he wanted. The answer made my blood run cold. Company. I blocked the number, but another message came through right away. New number again. "You shouldn't ignore me." That night, I barely slept. Every noise outside made me jump. Around 2 a.m., I heard footsteps in my driveway. I looked through the blinds, and there was a car parked across the street, headlights off. My heart was pounding. I called the police, but by the time they arrived, the car was gone. They told me to install cameras and stay alert. I did both. For 2 nights, nothing happened. Then last night, I got one more message. "Nice cameras." It came with a photo of my front porch. The angle wasn't from the street. It was from my own side window. I called 911 right away, whispering to the dispatcher as I hid in the bathroom. When the police arrived, they found footprints in the dirt outside that window. Fresh ones. They're still investigating, but I can't stay here anymore. I'm packing tonight. I keep thinking about that gas station and the moment I handed over my phone. It took 10 seconds. Just 10 seconds. That's all it took for someone to crawl into my life and never leave.